What's going on everybody, my name is Rico, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my channel is about vlogs, series and tutorials. And in this episode I'm going to show you guys how to edit a photo using Darktable 3.0 and I'm going to change the sky in GIMP. Let's go! Right, so here's the picture that we're going to use. The only thing that I did is I'm using Darktable 3.0 and what I did was I turned off the base curve for the simple reason because I want to adjust everything manually. These are the modules that we're going to use. So we're going to use the color zones, the RGB curve and the LUT3D. Let me close that one down. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change the colors, but I want to apply a mask as well. So I'm going to click this symbol, drawn mask. I'm not going to use the parametric mask, but I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to press this symbol, add path. That will allow me to draw a path like you're seeing right now. So let me just go close to these trees. It doesn't have to be very precise because we will be feathering it in a little bit. And now once you've adjusted the final point, all you gotta do is hit the right mouse button and then the mask will be closed automatically. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to feather it a little bit. I'm going to blur it a little bit. I don't necessarily need to see the mask because this is what I usually use. So it's basically something that I think will work. And if it doesn't, I'll see some artifacts. So don't worry about that. Let me scroll back up again. And what I want to do is I want to click this symbol, show and edit mask elements, because I don't want to see the mask that I've drawn. Because I want the focus to be on the area that we're going to adjust. So these are green colors, so they will most likely be here in the spectrum, and as you guys know it's fall right now, so I want to warm those colors up a little bit. So I'm going to drag them down. You see them changing already. I'm going to drag this one down as well, just to color them some more, maybe here in the reds. There we go. Now let me place this one back up again. And I'm going to add another point over here. I'm going to drag that one up as well. So we've got a level line, and then we've got some colors over here. I want it to be more reddish. This might be a little bit too much, so let me pull it back down into the orange again. And I want to adjust the saturation as well. So I'm going to up the saturation by quite a bit. That already looks a lot better. Let me show you guys before and after. So I'm clicking this symbol, the switch. It's switched off right now and it's switched on right now. If you want to, you can increase the lightness as well to make it pop some more, or decrease it to darken it. I think maybe we should darken it a little bit because I'm actually surprised by how that looks. That gives it a very cool feeling, and we will be adjusting the sky in a minute. For that we're going to use GIMP. So let me close that one down. And now I want to change the entire image by using the RGB curve, and I'm going to keep them on RGB link channels. If you want to change the colors individually, so you see the greens, the blues and the reds, you can change this to RGB independent channels, and that will allow you to change the reds or the greens or the blues. There you go. And don't forget, if you're pulling the color upwards, so let me reset that real quick. There we go. So the entire module is reset. Let's go back. If you pull this up, you will increase the color in the image, and if you pull it down, you will decrease the color in the image, and the opposite color will occur. So with the red, that will be red and blue, and for the greens, that will be the greens. There we go. And the magentas. And for the blues, let me go to the blue. We're adding blue right now. And now we're introducing yellow into the image. And now you see that here's where the mask is. This is the blur area. So let me double click it. And I'm going to click the symbol again to reset everything, because I want to focus on the RGB linked channels. And I want to increase the midtones a little bit to brighten them up. And I want to decrease the shadows a little bit to improve the contrast in the image. I'm going to increase the highlights as well. You can see the changes happening over here. There you go. So what we can do right now is increase some exposure, brighten up the image some more, and I think that looks pretty fine. We will be decreasing that later on, but I'll show you guys later. So now we're going to use the LUT3D. And I'm going to, if you don't see the modules over here, by the way, please go to more modules and find them in the list down below. I forgot to mention that. Or just find them over here. So if you fill in LUT, you will find the LUT 3D module. And you can click the symbol and add it to your favorites. So let's go back to the favorites. There we go, because it's already here. And now I'm going to add them. And if you don't have the LUTs that I have, please check this video up here in which I show you how to get these LUTs. And for this, I'm going to use the cinematic one. I'm going to pick for other programs, cube files. I'm going to change this to 3D LUT cube. And there's nothing here. I think I've placed them over here already. There you go. So I'm going to use the cinematic 9 one. And if I activate that one, you see that the effects are very, very strong. It doesn't look good, but I still want to use some basics of this LUT. So for that, I'm going to click this little button over here, which says uniformly. And I'm going to change the opacity. And that will change the strength of the LUT. So I want to increase it by, I think, around 20%. Maybe even more, 25%. Yep, there we go. I see some artifacts over here. So let's just have a look what went wrong. So we're going to click this symbol. And you see that everything in yellow is what's being affected. So let me click this symbol and I'm going to drag these points inwards a little bit. Same goes over here, because I want to adjust the mask, because I don't know why it's so strong. And let's decrease the mask opacity a little bit as well, just to make sure that it's not as strong. Now let's see how that looks in the image. So let me click the symbol again. And that looks a little bit better. So right now what we need to do is we need to export it. So let's go to Lighttable and then get the desired folder. Make sure that the profile is set to sRGB and hit export. And after we've done that, it's time to move into GIMP. So here's the image that we've just edited it. And now I want to change the sky. So for that, what we need to do is we need to go to pixabay.com and then let's see if we can get a cloudy one, because I've got a specific look in mind. And these are all stock images that you can use in any shape or form that you want to. So let me scroll back down and let's see if we can find one that's great for this image. I'm going to click this one, Sky Clouds. I'll be sure to link this in the video description down below as well. I'm going to hit free download and I'm going to make sure that I use the 9020 by 1285. So we're going to File, Open as Layers, and then here we have the sky. So let's double click it. And now the image is being imported. And what I want to do is I want to scale this a little bit. So I'm going to use the scale tool. I'm just going to extend this. And it doesn't really matter how you extend it, because what we need to do is we need to change some things around anyways, and we're not going to keep everything. So I got to make sure that the clouds are below. I'm going to drag this one up, and let's change the opacity to make sure that we can actually see what we're doing. There we go. It needs to be lower just a little bit due to the clouds. I'm going to drag this one up again. Here we go. I think this will be fine. Scroll in a little bit. Yep, that's perfect. So let's hit scale. And now the image is being scaled. And it's on top of this other image. But don't worry about that. We're going to deselect it. And we're going to click this native layer, or the first layer. I'm going to make sure that this is an alpha channel. And I want to make sure that this is an alpha channel as well. So I'm going to click this. We're going to use the path tool and we're going to scroll in a little bit. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I select this entire area. And I want to select the flags as well. It doesn't have to be very precise, because I'll show you guys in a minute how to make it even better. And then I'm going to delete the sky that's in this image. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. So here we are. Now I'm going to click outside of the image. I'm going to scroll out a little bit and I'm going to click it. There we go. And now I'm going to make sure that I hit the control and then I hit the first spot. I'm going to click enter, and at the same time I'm going to hit delete. And now you see a transparent background and we're going to select none. I'm going to use the move tool to get rid of the path. I'm going to drag this one underneath it. I'm going to activate this layer and there we go. So now we've got a new sky. Let me put the opacity back to 100%. And now you might think that, Rico, this looks absolutely horrible. Yes, it does. And that's why we're going to add a layer mask. So I'm going to add a layer mask. I'm going to click white. I'm going to hit add. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure that this is set to black. The background is set to white. Let's grab a brush and let's place the brush on the block. There we go. And what I want to do as well is I want to change the aspect ratio because this isn't standard. So put it on 0. That way you've got a square to work with. And I want to increase the size a little bit. And just make sure that the hardness is set to around 50%. And the force is set to about 50% as well. There we go. So let's scroll in. And what we're going to do is, this is actually too big. So I'm going to decrease its size to around 6. I'm going to scroll in some more. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to paint over it. And there you see that we're starting to get back some of the image that's beneath this image. So we're introducing more of this layer, the sky layer. So I'm going to fill everything in. And then I'm going to show you guys the end result. So I'll be right back. There we go. And that looks absolutely amazing. The thing that I need to do right now is to darken everything because the sun is rising right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this layer and then I'm going to colors and then brightness, contrast. I'm just going to decrease the brightness a little bit to make everything a lot more dark. I'm going to increase the contrast as well, just to darken everything some more, but to really make it pop as well. Now I'm going to hit OK. And there we have it. This is the final image. Let me zoom in for you guys just a little bit. There we go. And I think this looks 10 times better than the original. Let me show you guys before and after. So I'm going to import the original. So I'm going to open it as layers, double click it, and here we have it. So this is the image after it came out of Darktable. And now here we go. This is the new image. And that's it. I hope you guys like it. If you've got any questions on how to do this or if it doesn't work out for you, just let me know in the comment section down below. And for this week, there's only one more thing left for me to say, which is make love to the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that bell button to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video. And until next time, doei!